Me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another holiday edition of the Extra Point. We got Panama Pam sitting up top with your boy PL. We got Michigan Mike in his fly, Eagles fly. You gonna throw another flex up there for the ladies and gents? He's ready for Monday Night Football. We're ready for a weekend full of NFL action since there's no college today. Um, but first, hey, let's give a real quick shout out to our sponsors. Tasha, what's up?
May Jane's Coffee, MAEJANES Coffee.com. And guys, I got some bad news. Y'all know Mini Me hurt her ankle,
Now be
or
careful, she's listening.
her Achilles, and her bosses are not allowing her to go to the Rose Bowl.
Dang.
Hey, I'm gonna send you my information after the show, Denise. I'm gonna send you my Achilles. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do the little drone drop on Amazon. I'm gonna send you my Achilles. Mike got a YouTube clip on how to attach it temporarily.
Yeah, I
It'll
got
last you
you.
about right because
Cause
Mike, you can attach it temporarily. Just send it back to me because I'm gonna be on vacation and sitting on my couch. You go and enjoy this game because hell no, we're not missing no Rose Bowl.
cause y'all know I was circumnavigating the globe, finding routes into Burbank, LAX. I got friends that live in Irvine. I was ready until she called and said, they said because my ankle. But she will
Like,
be in Houston, so.
like I told you yesterday, I went and applied for a new credit card just in case they make it to H Town. So we gonna all go. We'll figure out how to pay that bill when we get back. Mike, shout out your sponsor, player.
Wolverine Comics, who buy, sell, and trade all comics. We even had cards too, so everyone's getting in the card game. So let me know. Hit me up.
Now the question is, are you gonna have the 2023-24 championship card for the University of Michigan? You gonna have them
No, for
to
sure. That
ready to
comes
go?
out. That comes out next year. Yeah.
Okay,
It'll be
all
ready.
right. I just wanted to make sure that we knew where to come find that swag, them cards, because you're gonna want to put that on your mantle because we taking it all the way to the house. No, it's not my official prediction, just my prediction. All right, y'all. I don't know what y'all was doing Thursday night, but if y'all missed that 63-21 beatdown the Raiders put on the Chargers, you missed a comedy of epic proportions. The game, I think it was 8 different players that scored for the Raiders. A Raiders team that scored 0 points the week before. It was just a comedy of errors. The team looked like they reinvented the word give up and get out. So, like, you wouldn't even got no box lunch for me. I would have took an Uber home to back to Los Angeles and just did it that way. But nonetheless, it led to the firing of one Brandon Staley, and the GM Tom Telesco is his name. Now, in 2.5 years, Staley was 24-24, one playoff appearance, and we know how that ended, blowing a 27-point lead in the second half to the Jacksonville Jaguars, which kind of set the stage for this disappointing season. All right. Now that this job is open, let me start with you, Mike. Let's do a 5-star rating system here. Now, what the Chargers do have, they have Justin Herbert, they have Austin Eckler, they have Keenan Allen, all Pro Bowl offensive players. They have a Pro Bowl left tackle, one of the best young left tackles in the league. They have a Bosa brother on the front line of the defense, and they have Derwin James, another All-Pro safety. They got talent there, so there's pieces in place. On a 5-star rating system, how good is this job for the Chargers? 4-star, 5-star, 3-star. What say you?
Probably 3-star. I mean, you named all these players, but they didn't do nothing this season. I mean, yeah, you're gonna point to the coach, but like,
Players got to play.
I mean, I almost want to blow it up again, So I'm thinking it's almost like a 3. Like, it's not really enticing to me.
Natasha. Now I don't like to do told you so on the show, but we tried to warn Mike about that old damn Justin Herbert 2 years ago. And I wonder if he's finally come around. We won't even ask him that right now. We'll circle back. But let me ask you, Tasha, on a 5-star rating system, how good is this job open?
I agree with Mike. I'm going to say a 3 because you've had coaches before who I might mention were not giving the same length of leash.
You mean Anthony Lynn?
Exactly.
Okay.
Who had similar results. So at what point does it become not the coach's fault but the player's fault, because sometimes you have all that talent, they're not meshing well, which could go back to coaching too, because that is your job as the coach, is to make sure everything is congealed, like that cranberry sauce in the can. It's got to come together. But at what point do you start to specifically blame the players? I'm not a fan of blowing it up. I think quarterback issue is number one. I just don't think Herbert is the key. I've never been sold on Herbert anyway.
This is going to be his third quarterback since being drafted. Is he a quarterback killer? I mean, a coach killer. You got $200 million, so whoever comes in is stuck with him for the foreseeable future.
Right. I mean, you might as well say it.
I just thought it was funny in his post game how they were getting on him. They were like, "Are you gonna have a job tomorrow?"
Right.
He
said yes. And the guy said,
"Why not?"
He said, "Wow." Why do you think you're gonna have a job? He was
when I went on X, formerly known as Twitter. Every meme was him being thrown from an airplane, missing an airplane, running after an airplane, even sitting in front of a hotel playing a banjo, peddling for coin.
So you said throw Stanley from the plane? Is that First, let's give a good morning to a few queens to just check in. AP Coulter, Melanie Taylor, Shamika Nicole checking in. Good morning, our lovely queens. And no, I'm not calling y'all queens because I'm the deadbeat that need a place to lay up for the night. Because I know them good morning queen dudes to get in y'all DMs. They don't have no place to stay. I understand that. I'm not doing y'all like that. Except for you, Mama. I need a place to stay next week. Mama, I do mean that for you. I digress. Now, Mike, let's get down to some nuts and bolts here. If Michigan, Mike, I'm saying if Michigan were to lose the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day to Alabama, how attractive would this job offer be to Jim Harbaugh? Do you think it'd be more attractive than coming back to Michigan?
No, I think he can be pretty selective when it comes to NFL choices. Man, I know he has a lot of ties with Chicago, and so that's been thrown out there a lot.
That is true.
So I don't think he would go to the Chargers.
Tasha, do you agree? Do you think the Chargers would be a more attractive landing destination for Harbaugh than the Chargers out west in LA?
I mean, I'm not necessarily sold on him. I think he continues to dangle that in front of Michigan. Hey, if I leave, who you gonna get? And I do have other offers. I think the fact that he has more control over things in college football is the lure. That's what's keeping him in college. You go to the NFL again, you don't want to be a Belichick where you're serving as the GM, you serving as the part owner and all of this crap, and you get too distracted from things. And Harbaugh got enough stuff going on right now. He don't need to be trying to do all of that.
Good morning, Stephanie Coulter.
I just think that's just something he continues to just dangle in their faces. Hey, if you leave, if I leave, who you gonna get?
Okay, so what if the NCAA investigation is not closed and they continue to put pressure on Harbaugh with the whole scandal thing, because that investigation hadn't officially been closed yet? Do you think that would be the perfect opportunity for him to skate if JJ goes pro? We know Corum's not coming back. We know they're going to lose a lot of players on defense. Although it is Michigan, they're going to replenish them with great talent, and they develop their talent well. That just kind of scares me that the NCAA, we all know they're trying to push Harbaugh out anyway because he's advocating for the kids. And so I was like, is that a good exit plan?
But see, that's the thing with me. He petty, and we all know he petty. So he would do that just to stay at Michigan, just to anger them. Okay,
I like that answer. I'm coming around on Harbaugh.
Keep wrecking y'all brain around trying to find a way to put the gun in my hand. I'm gonna sit here.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, Mike, would you use this as leverage to get the lucrative deals that's been dangling, like to Tasha's point, dangling over his head? Now, I saw reports maybe 2 weeks ago that they have an offer on the table to make him the highest paid coach in college football if he puts in writing that he will not pursue an NFL job. Would you do that if you were Harbaugh, Mike?
Yeah, I would. I'm looking for longevity and security when it comes to that. You go to the NFL, you could be out in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Staley, he lasted just about 2 years.
And in Michigan, he's treated like king, so it's like you get what you want. There's a transfer portal now, which has been really helping Michigan.
Yeah,
Actually, a lot. I think one of the big things that he has built for Michigan has been his coaching staff and the
yes.
NFL contributors, things like that. I would definitely stay at Michigan, and on top of that, you know how I hate the NCAA, so I'm going to keep poking at the bear, especially since NCAA just released that it's gotten out of control and they don't know what to do,
Right,
like with the
right,
transfer
right.
portal. So
The power's
yeah,
in these kids' hands, and I love it. Who's Brittany Nicole, Tasha?
That's her friend in Tampa, and she got a son. That boy gonna be a beast.
Okay.
He coming up. Sasha, how old
Okay.
is he? I think he's like 12 or 13. Yeah, that boy gonna be the
Okay.
truth.
Awesome.
And on top of that, he flawed her. We all know what that means.
That means that he can do a 4-2 barefoot. That's what that means. Now Shamika says, but depending on the outcome of this investigation, they can end up firing him. Now, if he's facing another 5-6 game suspension, or they're going to start taking away wins, or we know because you said petty and poking the bear, the NCAA is running out of bullets, so they may try a Hail Mary to stop him once and for all. Are you worried? So, Mike, you have no worries about the investigation, correct?
I mean, if I was Harbaugh, yeah. I just don't know what the next move after that is. For Michigan, I'm not too worried because I think he's built it already. Like we've seen other coaches step in there, really good coaches. I mean, Moore is a really great coach, so
Yes.
him stepping in there and doing the job. So I think once you have that, it's good to go.
Hello, Brittany Nicole. Welcome to the show. Hello, Martrice Hastings. Welcome to the show. Hey, this is the Black Queens edition of the Extra Point. I'm loving to see y'all check in. Now,
Brittany, how old is your son? Brittany, put in there how old your son is.
Now, Shamika says, then what? I see him open to leaving if the right offer comes along. I do too. Especially if I see it on both ways. If he loses, I would hope that he would want to come back and finish the job and get the championship before he leaves. Do a LeBron. Come home, win the championship. We're satisfied. Then you can move on. I would hope that he would do that first. But I can see if he wins, he says, hey, Michigan, I gave you a championship. Now it's time for me to go get my Super Bowl.
But this is the thing. We keep saying, or we keep hearing, oh, he's fit. I said he was 50. Y'all, we're going to be looking out.
And everybody thinking I was only 14.
Oh. I'm telling y'all, we're going to be looking at her son. We're going to be looking at him. We're going to say,
looking at her son, Stiana Fernandez checking in. What about the Queens edition? I'm loving this today. See, Mike, ain't you glad you shaved? You're looking good for our audience today. Look at you.
But my thing is, when does that luster wear off of Harbaugh? Like,
I'm gonna let Mike answer this question.
A lot of these people are not. You think about it. He's getting a little long in the tooth. People are not going to want to continue to put up with these antics of his. Whether it's professional, we definitely know he wouldn't be a college. They wouldn't want him in college. But is an NFL team going to want to put up with that mess too?
That's a good question. Now, Brittany
has stored
something to you too, and I'm gonna lay out. If they penalize the coach, they have to penalize the team who benefited from his behavior, which means the wins can be vacated. It's the only way, her opinion. If the wins get vacated, I want him gone.
Exactly.
We waited 30 years for this.
Because what is the one thing I always tell you? Those flags, those banners are furled in the basement of Schembeckler Hall from the Fab Five.
They still haven't come back, and now they're paying players, and they've been down there almost 30 years. Now let's go to another coach that's presumably on the way out with options. That's Bill Belichick. We saw reports coming out of New England this week that the Patriots are going to move on from Belichick at the end of the season, regardless of how they finish. They've already been eliminated from the playoffs. Robert Kraft is hot. Really, he should have watched the Extra Point, 4 years ago when Mike said, you keep Brady and get rid of Bill. You turned out to be right on that because Brady went on to win another Super Bowl and then walked off as the man. Belichick, would that be attractive to Belichick going out to the Chargers? If you were the Chargers and you had a contract for both, would you rather give it to Harbaugh or Belichick? Tasha, you first.
I mean, I would give it to Harbaugh because I think Harbaugh is more in tune with what's going on today. Belichick's just gonna be Belichick. He's gonna go out to LA looking like a bum with a cutoff sweatshirt, wanting to continue to do things his way and not change. He's almost kind of like Dabo Luther the King to me. Like they don't want to switch anything. Right. They don't want to switch anything up. They're gonna keep staying where they are, keep having bad seasons. I mean, and he's ruined that quarterback from Alabama.
He did.
He's ruined him. That's Belichick's fault.
He had a defensive coordinator calling plays last year.
Exactly.
You want to talk about lack of development.
Exactly. Now you done put the boy on the bench to make it seem like he the one that's not any count, But I think people like Belichick, he's 70-something years old. He needs to call it a career. If you want to do front office, go to the front office. But come on, Marv Levy. Come on.
Marv Levy looked 90 years old in the 90s. I think he's still alive too, if I'm not mistaken. Mike, you're the owner of the Chargers. You need a new GM. You need a new coach. You got contract offers out for Belichick and Harbaugh. Who would you rather have running your organization?
I'd rather hire Belichick as a GM and Harbaugh as the coach.
Oh, Mike said bring them both in. Oh, you're making a real splash. Yes.
Yeah, I think Belichick. I agree with Tasha. He's set in his own ways. I think he has a great football mind.
Yes.
I just think Harbaugh connects with the players a little bit better.
Yes, and look no further than how his kids have reacted in spite of everything that's going on at the University of Michigan. They were tighter than ever. The coaches love him. The players love him. They said, I quote, end quote, will run through a wall for this man. The man is fighting for the players to get paid. He even said again in his most recent press conference, now y'all know how much money the CFP is going to earn. Don't forget these students that's making these numbers happen.
Right.
Where's their cut of this playoff money? The NCAA.
Because that's your reason basically for putting in Texas and Bama is to get the money. So break them players off some.
Break them players off a little something. Now, Shamika says Kraft know they could have given him an office. Nah, Kraft wanted he wanted Brady. He just kind of capitulated on the whole keeping Bill around, and they look like trash. The quarterback confidence is done. Yes, they beat Pittsburgh, but a broke clock is right twice a day at least. All right, now hopefully in a perfect world, the world that I envision, we're gonna stomp Alabama. We're gonna go on down to Houston and turn that into a Harris County celebration. And then Harbaugh gonna get that extension, and we're gonna be rolling with it. So Harbaugh, I'm saying this live on the Extra Point. Welcome back home. As long as you don't get that win vacated like the Fab Five, we right here now. I'm gonna raise up off you, Mike. We know where you stand on that. Now we're at the quarter pole mark of the NFL season, and the playoff races are heating up. Maybe not for your two teams or my team because we're out of it, and your two teams are firmly planted in the playoffs. I don't see any scenario. Well, y'all already clinched, and everybody knows the Eagles are gonna make it. Now wait a minute, Denise, you.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all she turned coat on us, but see, she's sticking to her SEC.
She said I forgot to tell y'all.
Right.
I tell y'all, she did. She sent it to me.
Give me my Achilles back. Is it too late to hit sand on my shipment? Give me my Achilles back.
Rude and disrespectful is what that is.
I can't believe this. It's all that SEC talk she's been doing down there.
They converted her.
Right. Well, no, she's in SEC. She's a product of SEC University 5 years ago yesterday.
But you should, right? Happy anniversary. But you should hate Alabama. You should. I digress. Back to the NFL. All right, I'm about to put you two in the hot seat. We're about to play a game of contender or pretender. We have 6 AFC teams currently sitting at 7-6. We got 2 wild card spots open. I'm going to give you the teams and their remaining schedule. You tell me if they're a playoff contender or they're a playoff pretender. Now, let's see. David Coulter checking in some testosterone. He said Belichick in an office role. Picture him at the meeting giving a presentation. Oh yeah, we're on to Cincinnati. We're on the pick a team. We're on to Cincinnati. I don't think anybody wants to play Bama except Georgia. Except Georgia. Georgia's playing in the diehard Battery Bowl. What are you
They're
talking
playing
about?
the
Georgia?
Orange Bowl against a team that should have been in the top 4, but I digress.
They're gonna learn. It's okay.
Come on now. Yup, nice shaking it. Don't be encouraging this. Stiana done turned cold on us too. It's Michigan versus everybody, right? But ain't that the mantra? We
That's
see it
what it
playing out
is.
right here on the show. It's Michigan versus everybody. But Tasha, you like to bet on black, so let's start up top with you. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
If the coach is black, I'm rooting for him. Next.
Well, rooting for him and thinking he gonna play, that's two different things. So how you gonna put your money behind this? Let's put some money on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna always I have confidence in Coach Omar Epps, even though it is waning, and I hate to say that. He's got to make some more decisions. You fire Matt Canada, but your offense still ain't offensive. They looked horrible in the last 2 games. How are you losing against two teams that have 2 losses? That falls back on you. And then you heard Minkah Fitzpatrick got on there and he was like, a lot of these players are feeling entitled to wear that black and gold. They're not out there playing like the black and gold. And I put
that said they lost their luster.
They have. So that, to me, that goes into coaching. Mike Tomlin's gonna have to put in them boys, hey, this is Steeler ball. We've got to play Steeler ball to get where we want to be, because it's no reason with all that. I mean, yeah, the quarterback and they're Najee Harris, man. It's the quarterback and the running back for me. And along with, I just don't think the team has heart anymore.
I'm laughing at my face. He's like, hurry up so I can say that Pittsburgh is done. What? Pittsburgh. Denise, I take it back. She said that's her ticket to the Natty. We're going to meet you down there, but you're going to be rooting for Michigan. I told you I'm getting a new credit card. We'll find a way. Stephanie says, I think Mike upsets the coach today. We're going to be picking this game a little bit later on, Stephanie. Make sure you hang on for that. I may be agreeing with you. Mike, Pittsburgh is 7-6. They have Indy today, Cincinnati, Seattle, and Baltimore to close out the season. Contender or pretender?
Pretender. I go with the trends. They lost the last 2? No, they're on the decline.
Mike, no. We know you tell the truth in the booth. They didn't just lose the last 2. Who'd they lose to? Arizona and New England. Moving on. Pretender.
Okay, sorry. Keep on.
We picking the game later on. Let's see where we at with it. All right. Indy, the Gardner Minshew's. They are 7-6. They have Pittsburgh today, then Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Houston. Contender or pretender, Mike? You first.
I'm gonna go with contender. I think the rest of the South, the AFC South, is kind of struggling a little bit at this point. The Titans are actually doing a little better than Jacksonville and Houston, in my opinion, right now. But they're so far at the bottom that it's like, okay, well. So I got Indy.
Okay, Tasha.
Is Stroud playing?
He is concussed. He is out. Nico Collins out. The other kid out. The rookie, Tank Dell, out.
The water boy
this Sunday.
I hate to say this because my mother is a Colts fan. I'm going to say they're pretenders because they still have to beat. And the way Vegas played last night, they're finally coming together. I don't think they'll beat Vegas. And by the time they play Houston, I don't think they'll.
Stroud will be back by then.
He'll be back. I don't think they're going to beat Houston. Did you say they play Jacksonville too?
No, they have Pittsburgh, Atlanta.
And I'm thinking, and I'm picking Pittsburgh today. Only team I think they have an actual chance to beat is Atlanta.
Okay, all right. I'm going to agree with you all there. I'm going to say pretender. Now let's go.
Mike, I thought you said contender, Mike.
I said contender.
Okay, so we got pretender. This is the Colts. I hate them. All right, Houston. Now here's what's interesting about Houston at 7-6. They're without Stroud this week and Collins this week. Both are not season-ending injuries, so they should be back. They get 2 games against your Titans, Tasha. They also play Cleveland and Indianapolis. Contender or pretender?
Those ain't my Titans. Now, who'd you say they got? If they got
the Titans twice. They got the Colts, and then they have Cleveland.
Oh, well, they can get in there because they're gonna beat the Titans, and yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you knew they played the Titans twice.
Yeah.
Mike, contender or pretender?
No, I got Pretender on that. I see them potentially losing every single game. So
It all comes down to Stroud and Nico Collins. That's what it
The
comes down to.
one loss could be the one, and they're going to lose Sunday up here in Nashville without Stroud and the boys. I think that could be the one that keeps them on the outside looking in. I'm going to say pretender.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
here's one I'm going to say contender. I'm going to go first on this one.
Yeah, I'm about to change
Denver.
to pretender too.
Oh, you changed yours to pretender. Okay. Denver, 7-6. They have Detroit tonight, New England, the Chargers, and then the Raiders. I'm going contender for the Fighting Sierras.
dang. That's tough, man. I don't even like Denver. They kind of shaky, but going off of their schedule alone, I see them going 3-1.
Yeah.
So I gotta go contender.
I just don't trust Russell Wilson. They
don't either.
just had their beautiful little baby girl, and she got on the plane 2 days later. That baby already flying private, and here I am stunting because I got to sit in business class one time because I was on the standby with one of my daddy's girlfriends. But I digress.
Please digress. Your daughter's watching this. All right. Now, the Bengals are intriguing to me. Jake Browning has stepped in admirably for
I picked him up for fantasy.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you for Andy Bowner. We just had a follower right here live on the show. So welcome to the show. You family now. Appreciate you. All right, Cincy, they've been balling lately. They have Minnesota today, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and Cleveland. Mike, contender or pretender?
Man, I like Cincinnati. That's a tough schedule to finish out.
It is.
I'm going to go contender.
I'm going to agree with you simply because the magic of Cincinnati. They always find a way to win the big games, and Browning has really impressed me. I think they get it done today. Tasha, you sold on Cincy?
No.
I understand. That is a tough schedule. Okay, she's going to pretend. Now, Buffalo is the wild card in all of this for me because they're not the most talented of any of these teams, but they're 7-6. They have Dallas Sunday, the Chargers, New England, and Miami to close out. Tasha, you sold on them Bills?
I got to be sold on them because I picked them to win. So I'm going to hey, but they got a lot of issues going on too. You know, you fired Ken Dorsey, which was the OC, and now your coach is on the hot seat. You got
right. Now, Stiana, she agrees with you. She says she don't trust Russell.
And that's her team. That's her team.
Yo, come on, man. Russell got the muscle. She says the Fighting Sierras. Hey, she got a little more. Hey, I'm gonna watch.
This Dallas game is gonna be the make or break though for Buffalo.
Yeah.
You think
so if they lose this, their playoff chances are done.
Playoff chances are done, and that coach need to be removed because you like
if they win. I mean, Dallas is the hardest team out of the last 4 that they play, so it comes down to this.
But my thing is, when you continue to fire offensive coordinators, and this goes to Mike Tomlin too, if you're saying all the issues lie with the offensive coordinators, the offensive coordinators aren't there anymore.
Right. Mike Vrabel, are you listening? While you're getting rid of coordinators, you do know that there's only one place left to point that gun, and he actually may be in play for the Chargers job at the end of the year, depending on how they finish out these last 4 games. Now let's shoot over to the NFC. Now we have the same scenario, but this time we have 6 and 7 teams vying for the last 2 spots. Let's start with Minnesota. Minnesota does have a 1-game lead for everybody watching. That's our caveat. They finished with Cincinnati, Detroit, Green Bay, and then Detroit again. Mike, does Minnesota make it? Do they hold on to that 1-game lead?
I don't think so. No. I don't think they win their division. I think they fall out.
I agree. I think they fall out. I like Green Bay better. The Steph said Russell's going to Popeyes. You don't know what he's going to do until you. We know it's going to be a fight there on TikTok in Popeyes. Why everybody fighting Popeyes?
Because they're always out of the biscuits.
Wait a minute, Mike. Why?
They're always out of the biscuits.
How you ain't got no spicy though? That's my thing. It's gonna be 10 minutes on the spicy.
Y'all go to Golden Chick for that.
Keep that shit fried.
You are a chicken place running out of the essentials. How you gonna give me a 10-piece box of chicken with no damn biscuits? Let me digress because we go off on a tangent on that. Stephanie, thank you for triggering us. Minnesota, I agree with Mike. I say they're out. What say you, Tasha?
Yeah, I'm gonna go without. And then they done benched the rocket scientist, so I
Right,
think
Lil
they got
Bill.
issues. And didn't Justin Jefferson he re-injured himself or something?
Justin Jefferson needs to call it a season. I wouldn't go back out on that field
Yeah.
along with him. There's just too much
Yeah.
been happening. His knee, the chest. He looked like Tiger Woods out there, walking the back nine.
It's like
Let's go with Green.
shoulders, chest, pants, shoes.
Wipe me down. All right, Green Bay. I'm a fan of Green Bay. I like the way Jordan Love has been playing coming down the stretch. They have Tampa Bay, Carolina, Minnesota, and Chicago. Sign me up for Green Bay making it in. What do you think, Tasha?
But man, look, you see how Chicago pulled it out the other day, though?
The Bears are playing better. They are playing better.
But I mean, I ain't buying them wolf tickets. I know that. But
Damien had smoke for us too, since we called Chicago our lock to lose last week. He texted me right after the game.
Week, so.
I mean, but who knew? Like, we didn't know the Lions was gonna get out there. Like, okay, you got what's the good receiver, Amon-Ra. You got him, but y'all ain't developed the other receiver. And I'm about to fall off that narcotic now. It's good what the Lions are doing, but y'all want to develop y'all other players. You know, my tight end be giving me good. You know, be giving me them points.
I'm scared of Laporta tonight. Yes.
Yeah,
but I totally agree with you. They playing entitled. Like teams are supposed to just roll over and play dead because they play good in the beginning of the season.
Right. They're gonna have to start developing more players in order to that's how these teams continue to win. They start developing their players and they get accustomed to winning. So then that's all they want to do.
You're exactly right. I totally agree. Mike, where are you on Green Bay?
Yeah, I like Green Bay. I think they make it in.
All right. Now let's go with the Rams. So surprising 6-7. They have Washington, New Orleans, the Giants, and the 49ers left to go. Tasha, you laughing. Make this quick.
I'm laughing at Mike because you didn't even Mike pulled to me. Mike was like, nope.
So all right, let's keep going then. All right. We have ATL. Are we shaking our head on ATL? Okay. What about Tampa Bay 6-7? New Orleans 6-7. Who wins the NFC South? I'm asking everybody, people in the comments and everything.
Yeah, okay.
Teams are 6-7. Who wins?
Now I saw this on Twitter, and I say this all the time. I don't think if a team underperforms that they should be allowed in the playoffs. But the rule is you win your division,
right?
And then let's think Tampa's going to get to host somebody. Tampa or New Orleans is going to get to host.
You know who they're going to host if it ended today? You're going to host one of these two teams, either the Cowboys or the Eagles.
Right.
You're a sacrificial lamb any damn way, even if you are playing at home.
And somebody said on Twitter, that's fine. But after you get the playoff positions, reseed them 1 through 7.
And to drop them to 7, where they don't get that home game.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So who wins? We got Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and New Orleans.
I got the Saints. I got the Saints.
I got Tampa because the Saints. Why are they so scared to put Jameis in?
Derek Carr had shoulder injuries. He done had 2 concussions. He's got diarrhea and constipation, but yet they won't put in Jameis.
But yet Devontae Adams, for whatever reason, mortgaged his whole house in Green Bay to go down there in Vegas and play with him.
Now, shouts out to my nephew Carter checking in. Now, he says who that? He's a Saints fan, so I agree. The Saints have the most talent, and the Saints actually get the Giants, the Rams, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta to close out. So you beat those, you win those last 2, and you're a division champ. And I do think out of all of those teams, them playing in the Dome would be the best matchup for Dallas or Philadelphia. Well, we'll see. Who that gonna beat them Saints? Well, 7 teams already beat them, nephew.
You pulled that ESPN move on them.
I love you, nephew. I can't wait to see you next week. But 7 teams done put them hands on them Who Dat Nation. And it could be a few more before it's all said and done. But we agree with you, Carter. We're taking the Saints. Tasha's taking the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield has done a solid job this year, quiet as kept. He's not your fantasy stud, but he's getting the job done. Now, 2 teams that's not really getting the job done right now. It's kind of concerning for me. One is Mike's Eagles. If you can sit up a little bit, let them see that dirty bird on your chest. One is the Eagles. The other is the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we've all heard of the Super Bowl hangover, but usually that's reserved for the team that loses. Kansas City and Philly, they're both going through a hangover right now. Neither team is kind of playing up to their potential. Philly has blown a 3-game lead in the NFC East. Dallas has caught them and is ahead of them now. They look bad against San Francisco. They look bad against Dallas. You go over to Kansas City, they can't catch a cold. What's his name? Valdez-Scantling is trash. They had a miracle win that was taken away because dude's big toe was on the line, like KD and the NBA playoffs. Kadarius Toney. You got what's his name out here dating a billionaire singer, Kelsey. He looks slow. Which team are you most concerned with going back to the Super Bowl? Mike, you got on the Eagles gear. Let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kansas City. I like both of these teams. I picked them as my repeat Super Bowl matchup. Kansas, I mean, Eagles right now, they at least have injuries, so they could blame it on that. And like, we're kind of slow right now. But they're still, I mean, their record still shows like they're in a good spot. 10-3 is like not a bad spot to be in.
And they have quality
wins. You lost to two
wins.
Super Bowl contender teams or NFC championship teams. Like you could easily see the 49ers and the Cowboys in there. Kansas City just losing to everybody. They're just like, here, I don't know. Mahomes looks off a little bit. He's over here blaming it on the receivers. I mean, his receivers aren't great, but
he won with them last year.
But you say all this now, Mike, but you picked him to beat your team a couple of weeks ago.
Stop it.
Because we're not going to go undefeated. We all know that. Look, they lost twice already in a row. So,
you know, when you get the head tilt question, there's going to be a follow-up question. So go ahead with your follow-up question, Tosh.
I mean, I'm just wondering why, he's saying they garbage, but yet he picked him to beat his team. So what do that mean your team garbage too?
I mean, they're not doing great right now. They lost 2 in a row. They have injuries. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, we lost like 4 in a row, but I ain't going to never get up here and say they garbage.
Stop it, Tasha. Look, Carter agrees with you, Mike. He says both teams are good, that it's much ado about nothing. Shouts out to Andy checking in, says go Eagles. Mike, you got folks in your corner with the Eagles.
We're all right.
Welcome to the family, Andy. And Andy, you feel free to answer this along with Mike, since y'all the 2 Eagles fans here in this great state of Texas that we're residing in right now. A.J. Brown went off after the game on Sunday and started saying stuff like Hurts need to start looking at tape of Dak and how they move the ball and how our offense is predictable. Well, Jason Kelsey, the star center, fired back and said, weak leaders point the finger. Are you worried about a chemistry issue with the Eagles?
AJ's been like that, though. Like,
you ain't got to tell me that.
He's been like that. That's not anything new. And Jason is the captain of the offense.
I mean, he's the tush push, the fit. What do they call it?
He's the tush push king. Nobody else can do that in the league with him.
Yeah. So I think they're both in the right spot. I mean, no one's surprised that AJ Brown said that. Like, we know that that's what you get. If he don't get the ball and he don't win, like, that's what you get. Even in the Super Bowl, playoffs when we were winning, like, that's what he does.
He was crying in the Super Bowl.
Not to cut y'all off. Let's congratulate Tracy.
Yes, Dr.
Tracy Harris last week graduated with her doctorate from Tennessee State University. Shouts out Tracy Harris. Okay, sorry, keep it going.
Bro, we got to show love. Like I said, it's a Queens episode of the Extra Point right now. We got the Queens checking in now. Jarrell Akeem says the bad Eagles defense is going to be
that secondary is atrocious. That secondary is atrocious.
Back from Mike on that now. Now Stephanie stirring the pot over there in the side chat. She like a good goon squad tussle. Nothing get us fighting like the Eagles. Now he says, because I'm his mom. Okay.
Oh, that's my mom on his account.
Why didn't you tell me? Hey, mama! Hey! It was good seeing you the other day. It was good seeing you. AJ Blount. Now, look, y'all going to stop that. You are very welcome, Miss Hastings. Yes, the congratulations pouring in. Shamika says, I got a question. Why did the Eagles get the division if they went out and we went out too? I'm guessing it's going to be conference record.
Split.
Yeah.
They split with the Cowboys, but
it
has to be a tiebreaker.
They're going to go to the percentages and the wins. I think they do something like that. If it's the
it'll be the division because they both have division records, so it's conference. Yeah, it's conference. It's a conference record. Dallas has 3 losses in the conference, and Eagles only have 2.
Okay, now according to ESPN.com, it says that Dallas wins the tiebreaker over Philadelphia based on best win percentage in division
That's what I said. The points. Something like that.
She said, I already know ESPN. Tasha got this. That's why she's here. All right. No, so that's the answer. It's the win percentage over division games. I'm not sure what Philadelphia's totals. Oh, they got the Giants, I think, twice. So that could flip-flop. This is current standings. That could change if they sweep the Giants. Conference records that Cardinals lost hurt them. It did. Mm-hmm. That's one, Dallas. Now, Tasha, I don't know what kind of magic potion you put out on the Cowboys and the Eagles, but you picked us to win the division, us being the Cowboys, and it looked bleak a month ago. Now they're sitting in first place. You keep stirring that brew. Whatever brew you guys go.
Again, I mean, it wasn't any scientific data. It's just the fact that, like they said, no one ever repeats in that division. So I knew the Giants. 20 years. I knew the Commanders weren't going to do it. And since Philly won it last year, I picked Dallas. I mean, it's surprisingly, Dallas is playing very, very good.
They are. Are you more concerned with Kansas City than Philly, Tasha?
Yeah, Kansas City more because I think Philly can get it done. Kansas City, again, I think I said this, was it last week? You know, they want to complain about wide receivers. Everyone's supposed to have this cabinet full of stars. When Brady went out there with, like I said, unknowns, also ran that thing. He ran it with receivers that we had no. Now he had what's the tight end? The Gronk or whatever. Yeah. I mean, he had Gronk or whatever, but he went out there and he performed with lesser talent and made it happen. So if everyone's saying Mahomes is this, Mahomes is that, he going to need to step up to the plate and perform with what he has. Now, true enough, Brady's receivers were catching the ball. They weren't having the drops and lining up, and, you know, they want to try to get on the officials. And like everyone has been saying on these different podcasts and talk shows, they went at the refs because they didn't want to get on the kid for doing that, because that's something you should know. Is he supposed to check in with the ref? I don't know. But as a professional athlete, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. Right. But with that being said, I'm more concerned about the Chiefs because of those inadequacies that they're having on the offense.
It feels like there's no on the field leader.
Right.
And it's only coming from Andy Reid, which I said last year, and I was like, man, if Mahomes was on a different team, there's no way he would have that same success. He would get passing yards, of course, but he would not be winning like he is. This is Andy Reid's team.
But I mean, I totally agree, Mike. It goes to the whole thing of, like, a system. Did you guys hear what Cam said on his podcast?
Yes, and these players are mad about that too.
You know, about the different quarterbacks, but what quarterback has not been in a system? People want to say, oh, Joe Montana. Yeah, of course Joe Montana was in the system. Right. He also went to Kansas City and took him to the playoffs as well. Brady was in the system. Most viable, decent Hall of Fame quarterbacks have played in a system. Right. So I think Mahomes is one that you could put somewhere. You could take him out of a system and he could be relatively successful. But like Mike said, that's coaching. Right. If you put Mahomes on the Titans, what type of success would he have?
They would have maybe 2 more wins. That's about it. They'd still be 7-6-ish, maybe 8-5-ish. But you're right. The coach, a subpar coaching staff will undermine talent. Yeah. So I totally agree with both of y'all. Now, Mama said they overconfident. They probably did think they could sleepwalk through the AFC, but Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore, they're not trash this year. I'm more worried about Kansas City for this one reason. I think that the Sunday night game against the Cowboys was kind of overblown for the Eagles. That was what they call in the NBA a schedule loss. They had played like 3 or 4 games in like 3 weeks. Then they had a Thursday night, a Sunday, a Monday night. I mean, it was a bunch of tough games in a row that they were winning. When they beat Buffalo, that game was a barn burner. They turn around and have to play a Dallas team. And let's not forget this. San Francisco, they came off a 10-day rest from a Thursday night game when they played Philly. Philly didn't get that rest. Dallas, they come off a Thursday night game off 10 days rest when they played Philly. So that was kind of like, come on, NFL. Like, you don't want to keep giving teams many buys before they play the Eagles. So I took that with a grain of salt. I think with some proper rest and getting them in the playoffs, they're going to be a problem for Dallas, San Francisco, or whoever.
Philly
I
gonna
am
be.
not counting out.
I'm not worried about Philly because they can turn that around.
They're going to be there. And if Dallas and San Francisco wind up on the same side of the bracket, watch out. Philly could wind their ass right back up in the Super Bowl. Yep. So, yeah, I'm not worried about them. Now, who I am worried about is Sunday afternoon in the game of the week. This Dallas versus Buffalo. I am nervous about the Cowboys in the game for some odd reason. I don't have that conviction down in my spirit about this game. Now, let's start here. Now, we all said the Mike said Buffalo, this is their playoff elimination game. So they're going to be at home. They're going to be desperate. It's going to be nasty weather. The Cowboys don't play good on grass. They don't play good away from AT&T Stadium by and large. Let's start here, though, before we pick the game, because it's one of our pick fives. Who would you take for the next 5 years, Dak or Josh Allen, Tasha?
Ooh. I don't know. They just traded places like this.
Tasha, I have written right here, they're the Spider-Man meme. They are the same player.
Like, that's what I did, too. I got it pulled up already. They got the same numbers. Like,
they're the same player.
I mean, and y'all, I wasn't looking. I was redoing my fantasy lineup, but
hey, the playoffs start in a minute. I ain't mad at that.
But it's almost like they've traded places this season, where you have a team that has so much promise and they fail every year. And Buffalo, it's time to piss or get off the pot with Buffalo.
It is.
But if you're saying, I'm not going to just go off of this season, I'm going to go off of overall, I kind of trust Josh Allen more, just simply off of some of the bad decisions that Dak has made, and Dak should know certain things. Some of the decisions that Dak has made in the past, I mean, I don't know, because he's kind of correcting a lot of those things. You don't see a lot of the bonehead. Yeah, he's not making a lot of bonehead mental errors that he had made in the past.
Right.
He's actually out here. It seems like Josh is on the decline, but
14 interceptions so far this year in 14 games.
Mm-hmm. And you said over 5 years.
Over the next 5 years. Like, let's say you have a chance to sign both of them as free agents this summer, and they both want a 5-year deal.
Dang it. Clanger.
Dak. Oh, that's going to make a real. Now, Stephanie says Josh Allen. Mike, what say you?
Yeah, I agree. I got to go in the next 5 years. I got to go with Josh Allen. Just from health standard, I'm always worried about. I know Dak's having a good year this year, but we're talking about 5 years from now. Is he going to have the same thing? I don't think so.
So go ahead, Tasha. Go ahead.
But I'm looking at the overall team. Dallas's team is built for the future. That Buffalo team ain't gonna be there in 5 years.
Well, did you say Buffalo or the Cowboys, or did you say
quarterback? Just a quarterback.
Oh,
okay. I mean, I said Dak because of what's around him.
Right. Which Buffalo, you can't pay everybody, so Dallas better get it done now because they're gonna have to blow that thing up pretty soon. Because Dak is gonna get his $50+ million after this season.
I mean, but the defense is still going to be intact. You don't know what's going on in Buffalo with their defense. Von Miller barely out of jail. And the offense, they ain't clicking. At least Dak is clicking with his offense. It may be some miscues, but they clicking.
Now, Carter put me on the hot seat. He said, "What about you, Uncle P?" I am torn because I agree with Mike and I agree with Tasha. They're the Spider-Man meme. Like, really, if you sign either one of them, they're both going to get over $50 million because of pedigree and because of the stats. Both of them have come up small in the biggest game so far in their career. Neither one of them has that signature win that says I'm the man, like a Joe Burrow already has. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them has an MVP. I'm gonna go Allen by the nose of the football, only because of his running ability. That he can make a little bit more happen if the line is busted up. Now, Shamika says if they can keep Dak with the line, I don't see Jones letting him go. Oh, he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. But that's the part what makes me pick Allen over Dak, because if your line is suspect, I trust Allen to make it happen more with a bad line than Dak. But just by the nose of the football. We also got to talk about this $700 million dollar deal in LA.
Shohei
Go.
Ohtani said, Shohei Ohtani means show me the money in his language. What is he? Is he Korean?
Tasha, we're gonna just skip past the orientation before we say something crazy.
No, I'm just saying I'm making not anything off
okay.
color, but no, whatever Shohei means, it means show me the money in his language. That's what his name means.
Mike.
And he got the Bobby Bonilla deal where he getting them things deferred.
But me and Mike had a discussion about this where we disagreed. You think he should have took all the money up front, right?
I always take my money up front. What if you die tomorrow?
That's a smart financial way. You want it up front versus long term.
And then he's not collecting interest on the back end of that thing. Bonilla getting interest on that.
Yep.
Right. Is he hiding money from the mob? What are you really doing? Why are you moving money around?
And I read basically it's almost like legal money laundering.
This right here is the Bobby Bonilla effect. They're gonna be paying his grandkids. And from a business perspective, who knows? Wherever his native country is, he's already the man there. He's Yao Ming of wherever
he's Japanese.
He's Japanese.
No, he's Japanese. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So over in Japan, he's already probably got a gazillion endorsement deals anyway. Did you see the watch parties they had for him for his signing? They had a watch party over in Japan where they were cheering and stuff.
You know, they culturally they assimilate to look at the endorsements that Naomi Osaka even has. Yes. She's half Japanese, half Haitian American. She has endorsement deals in Japan that are paying her money as well.
Yes,
yeah, but
that is correct. Go ahead, Mike.
Ohtani doesn't want to pitch anymore, though. He strictly said he doesn't want to pitch anymore.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need 350 back then, bro. No.
Yeah. My thing is,
he said that before the contract.
Paying him that money with that injury. How do we know he's going to be ready by the time March comes for spring training and opening day in April?
Thank you, Shamika, for letting us squeeze some baseball in here because I did want to talk about it and I accidentally left it off the sheet. Is this good for baseball, Tasha, for him going to a major franchise like the Dodgers?
All I'm saying is if baseball going to open that wallet.
Okay, but is this good for the brand, for the game? Are you going to watch more than Shohei is with the Dodgers?
That is their brand. Their brand is they know they finna get paid if you play baseball. I encourage anybody, if you have a son, put him in baseball. Bring him down here. Let him play with some of these Dominicans for over spring, summer break.
I want to know where that money's coming from.
Exactly. What did I just say? It's legal money laundering.
Where's it coming from? They ain't getting the views. You know, they got Messi soccer team getting more views than a baseball team.
I mean, they sure he wants to be on the World Series contending team. I agree.
And I don't.
Hell, he should have came to Texas. Ain't no taxes.
He wanted to be closer to fly.
They got the highest cost of living. He gonna burn through that money. That's why he got it deferred.
I totally agree with that. As a Rangers fan, albeit a new Rangers fan, but it was pre-championship, so I ain't no Leon Coulter with it.
Yeah,
my daddy was paying.
I was there. I seen it.
Right, I was right. I was pre-championship. I'm disgusted by this move because this is the Rangers' year to be on TV every Sunday night on Sunday Night Baseball. Not Shohei's turn. They're gonna have the Dodgers on. What about the Rangers?
It's gonna be Rangers versus Dodgers. Watch.
Rangers, Dodgers?
Yep.
They don't want that smoke. Don't make me start naming off them.
Y'all know I'm going to always go for the Dodgers because I'm always root for Mookie Betts.
Argentina with Messi? Carter, what you on Google? What you know about Messi? That's my boy. That's my boy. What you know about that? But that's true. The Yankees, Chicago, the mob. Can anybody in the comments answer Mike and Tasha's question? Where's this money coming from? Because they're not getting the views. The TV deal can't be like the NFL. Now, Magic Johnson is minority owner.
I mean, I know the Mets got a billionaire owner. So, and you know, Bernie Madoff almost screwed them up, which is why Bobby Bonilla is getting all that money like that. But
yeah, everybody's agreeing with you. They saying it's the mafia and the mob. Right, back to those old White Sox cheating scandals with the mob back in the 30s. They might still be doing that, but baseball, get your money. They have to do it. He said, I've been knowing Messi, Papa Ronaldo, Neymar. Okay, Carter.
That's Mbappe.
Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, all right. We agree with all of y'all. All right, so now we're all in agreement now that Kansas City is probably in the most trouble of making it back to the Super Bowl. All right, now it's time for our pick five. Mike, where are we in the standings? Am I still over 500?
I know Tasha is up. I think she's up by like 4 games now, something like that. I gotta do it, but
hey man, we gotta pull a Cowboys and run that lead down. So Tasha goes first on every pick then since she got the lead. All right, Tasha, you up first.
And she's doing the spread too. Oh dang,
Right.
what's up?
Mike, leave that part out. Mike, bet on Black Bowl. Do the fighting black forces get it done on the road in Indy? We got Indy as a 1-point home favorite.
Pittsburgh.
Indy. All right, she got Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I got
I'm
Indy.
going with the Colts.
Yeah, I got the Colts.
Ronaldo the GOAT. You know what?
That's false. Go
Exactly.
No, take that
I'm
off.
gonna change that. No. Tomlin, this is a Tomlin special. He was embarrassed on Thursday Night Football. They're gonna come out and they're gonna just don't throw it to Pickens, and I'm okay.
No, I need you to throw that thing to Pickens. I need some points. Because Paul and I up against each other this week. I need them points.
Just don't throw it to Pickens, and we Gucci, baby. But I got
to do my whole thing. Nico is out. I
got to staying alive. Now, in another staying alive bowl, we got the Saints, a 5.5-point home favorite to the New York Giants. The fighting Danny DeVito's the won 3 in a row without
it's Tommy.
Yeah.
No, it's Danny, damn it. Did you see the mob? His mom?
No, Danny's the agent. Danny DeVito's the agent.
Right, hey, we want to eat some Italian and the Mamma Mia and all of that good stuff. Are we going with Patty DeVito's son? He's staying in his mama's basement. I'm going with the Giants. I'm going with Mama now.
Yeah, I'm going with the Giants too, because that fam, they look like the mob sitting up in the stands too.
Yeah, they are very New York.
I got the Saints.
Mike feels so
Plus
confident about that too.
5 or
yes,
whatever.
they went with the DeVito kid. Let's go with the battle of the jerseys, the throwback jerseys. Billy White Shoes Johnson will be inducted into the Titans Hall of Fame Ring of Honor this weekend. Throwback jerseys will be in effect when the Houston Texans, minus C.J. Stroud, come to town. Titans by $1 billion.
I got to go with the Titans because ain't no Nico Collins. I hate to do that against D'Amico.
Hey, y'all, I want y'all to remember this. This day, it is December 16th in the year of our Lord. Tasha picked the Titans to win a division game.
And the Titans, I picked the Titans over betting on black. Oh my God!
Oh yes, you went against D'Amico, Mike. If at 3:05, if Houston has beaten the Titans, I'm gonna roast Tasha for that. Yes, Stephanie, in the year of my Lord, the Titans are gonna win it. Martrice said, "I don't need to say the name. You see the flame, the fighting Titans." Mike, who you got?
Oh, I got Titans.
Yes, Titans. I believe the one time you saw the Titans live, they were playing Houston, Mike, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
when
that's
you saw
right.
them in the stadium. I believe that was the Titans. Carter. Ronaldo ain't playing, bro. Ronaldo ain't playing. Have you had your pancakes this morning?
Mbappe and Messi are better than Ronaldo. Come on.
Right.
Yes. The Titan signs is up. Man, a Monday night game, y'all. This is a 2-part question. We got Baltimore versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a 3.5-point home underdog. That 0.5 point scares me with that. If it was just 3, I would have just jumped all over Baltimore. But that 0.5 point scares me. That means they got to win by at least 4 points or a touchdown. No, they not, Mike. Carter chose violence this morning. All right, who we going with? You going with the Lamar Jacksons or the Jacksonville Duvals?
I'm not starting Sunshine this week, so I'm betting on black. It will be old Lamara.
Natrice says her fantasy team has Henry and Hopkins. Ooh, I like that. Martrice, on a quick side note before we get to Mike's pick. You know Derrick Henry's last touchdown put me in the playoffs by a point last week. I won by like less than a point. So Derrick Henry for the win. Derrick Henry gonna keep me alive. No, it's not against you, Tosh, but we got smoke for you. Mike, who you playing?
I got the Ravens.
Mike mean business. He gonna catch you on them 4 games, he said. So I'm going Baltimore as well because I'll never pick Jacksonville ever again. I'm going with the little braids and He ain't got no hang time, Steph. Is that what you're
He's
saying?
he got them Allen Iversons all day long. I'm sorry.
Maybe he can get some locks from Sunshine and then double it back. And well, OBJ is gonna be the MVP of that game. Y'all watching?
Did y'all see OBJ kind of trying to play like he's some count all of a sudden?
OBJ looking like he's gonna play like he's some count all of a sudden. She called him plats. It's Miss Seeley.
They do. He does. It's like little plaits. He got like a couple that go this way, and then he got a little few like like when you just get your hair washed when you're a little girl and you just plait it all.
You said he said Mister Mister. Mister. Okay. All right. And in the big one, in the doozy, we got the Cowboys at Buffalo. Buffalo is a 2.5-point home favorite over them boys. Give me them boys plus 1,000. The boys finna just come on now.
Buffalo.
I got the Cowboys.
5 reasons that we still on Easter. Y'all stop it. Little flip game over. That was the song right there.
Yep.
Y'all remember that? That was the song right there. Mr. Mika said, you know what it is. She stopped tagging me in them DC4L posts on Facebook when the Cowboys win. Was it something I said on the show? Probably. Probably. Damian Colter says Lamar Jackson looks like a Muppet. We gonna keep it.
Hey, it's a roasting session.
It ain't gonna be no South Florida slander today.
He do look like Miss Seeley now.
Y'all
he look like the Alabama elephant.
I ain't saying nothing, Lamar.
Right here. This is all you need to read. Cowboys win. Josh Allen too many turnovers. I don't trust him. He gonna throw a couple to Bland. He gonna throw a couple to Micah. I'll be forgetting you. I'll be thinking you with the Titans. Oh, I am with the Titans. But it's still love, man. I can't have you as a side piece. We can't do a little something on the side. The Cowboys gonna always have a place to stay with me. The key under the mat. But when it come down to it, I got to go. Lamar's no MVP, Stiana. Now I know about betting on black, but I don't know about that.
Ain't no Lamar slander.
I don't
it
know
ain't
about
allowed.
That. They said his beautician ain't the MVP. He could have been casting blue, color, purple. No. We're not gonna do it.
No.
Now Christina says, I'm saying it with an emoji. Cowboys. Man, we finna smoke that ass. Y'all tune in Sunday at 3:00. After y'all tune in to King Henry, when he has his 4th straight game of 2 touchdowns or more, counted 4th. The man is 375 years old by the kneecaps, and he's still getting it done. Tasha, can I get your thoughts on Tennessee's win over Miami? Over them Dolphins. Did you see the highlights?
Well, so I heard somebody say this, and it all rests on Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was out of that game. Miami couldn't produce nothing.
Mike, does this reinforce your what's the word I'm looking for? When you're not quite sold on somebody. Does this reinforce that with Tua for you Monday night? He looked lost.
Yeah. I mean, of course it does. You asked the question. If you asked the question, you already knew what I was going to say.
You got new people checking in that don't know how you feel about Tua. Did that reinforce it for you?
Yeah, you gotta be able to win without your star receiver in there.
They were a 14-point favorite. That's more than just one receiver.
They have too many other weapons to not be able to produce just with. I mean, even though Tyreek Hill is 80% of that offense, they still should be able to produce, especially with some of the miscues, like throwing that interception from your end zone to Levis. Like, it's no reason that they should have lost that game.
Mike, bro, I agree with you. Mike, let's say you're a team, you're rooting for a team. The opposing team gives you a pick six, a punt that gives you the ball on their 7-yard line, and then a fumble that gives you the ball on their 18-yard line, and you cash in touchdowns on all 3 and still lose to a team that hadn't scored more than 16 points in a month and hadn't won a road game in 380 days. That's not helping our Tua argument, huh?
You on mute?
or silence is golden.
No, I'm just saying, like that's what I've been saying. Like, even if they lost the game, let's say it was in a shootout, you still got to put it on the offense. They didn't score no points.
The Shamikas just walked off with the mic drop. They were tight with even in the game when he was in there. The defense. Woo! I hope that game is on CBS down here. They normally play the Houston Texans on CBS here locally when there's no other competition. I'm hoping that they play that game. Now, Stephanie says putting all your eggs in one basket is never a good idea. That's what we did with AJ. Then we shipped the basket off to the Eagles, and now Mike got Eagles gear on. That's a fly windbreaker, though, that is. Titans defense over everybody. All right, Mike, give us the lock for this week. Damien, are you listening? Because he said whoever.
Yeah, I got Cleveland over the Bears, and then I got Philly in a lot.
You going against the Bears again?
Yeah, double down. Damien,
he said put that in your peace pipe and smoke it.
Not your crack pipe, your peace pipe.
No, my brother don't even smoke. He's one of them healthy goody two shoes. Rama, that's good. Don't smoke, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So your locks is who's Chicago playing?
The what? No, I said Cleveland. I said Cleveland.
Cleveland. Oh, okay. Also, you going with the old man at quarterback. Okay.
Yeah. I don't care who's their quarterback.
Okay.
They could put me in quarterback. We're still gonna win.
I've been all on in my four-corner room staring at candles. His mind ain't playing tricks on him. He said, uh-oh, wait a minute, here he is. We got smoke in the city. We got smoke. Y'all, so make sure y'all put that game on your radar for the alerts. We got Cleveland versus Chicago. Now look, I'm the one that catches the hell when y'all be making whoever plays Chicago as the locks. I'm gonna give you Mike's number on Sunday, Damien. If the Bears win, you go straight to the source. I'm gonna give you his number after the show. Don't hit me up because I'll be feeling stupid. Insert rim shot. Mike said what he said. Look at you, Mike. I told you always starting stuff. Always getting stuff. Foster, give us a shout out before y'all get me shot up here.
Yes, I want to shout out my dear friend who's like a brother to me, Brant. His birthday is today. And also, guys, he's still taking orders. He is one of those.
Does that say Bunts by Brant?
It Bunts. He is one of those old school, my grandmama raised me how to cook and bake type people. So please, guys, get on here to tell Brant happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brant. You and your bunts.
And then order one of his bunts in time for the holidays.
Right, just in time for the holidays. All right. Mike, who you shouting out this week?
I'm shouting out all the people that are traveling next week. Be safe and have fun with your families. Are we doing a show next week?
We will not be on next week. We will be off in observance of the birthday of our Lord and Savior.
So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, and
to all of you.
Merry Christmas from the Extra Point. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right. I want to give a shout out to one John Morant, who successfully stayed out of trouble for 25 games. He'll make his return on Tuesday to the NBA. And just in time for the Grizzlies to not be no count, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in their fantasy football playoffs. Good luck to you. I want to give a shout out to Miss
Ray. Since you got Ray on there, I can't put up what your sister just texted me.
Right. And that's right, Martrice. Oh, she's clapping for Ja. She waved at me at the bowling alley, y'all. I was so excited. She's getting her motor skills are right on par. Ain't that right, sweetie? Bye.
We don't know Chitlin Circuit.
Hey, shouts out to Mike for throwing his first 200 of the season.
Okay.
He threw a 211 on Wednesday night. And shouts out to the Hustle family, the holidays in Georgia this year. Also wanted to do a RIP to one Frank Wycheck, Titans legend, passed away last Sunday. We'll never forget that Music City Miracle. We'll never, ever, ever forget you. I know you and Steve up there throwing passes to each other right now, running routes out there in Heaven's Field. So our condolences to the Wycheck family. Yes, Ja gonna act a fool. Make sure now your first home game is next Thursday against Tyrese Halliburton, who's been a monster. That's gonna be must-see TV. Yes, RIP Wycheck. And last but not least, I want to just do this in passing as we end the show. Draymond Green. Y'all, speaking of Ja, you already got tickets. Okay, all right. Now, Ja's coming back from suspension, just as Draymond is being suspended indefinitely for one of those Street Fighter tilt-a-whirl slaps against it's hard for me to focus when she's on the screen. She's just so cute. Yeah, she said, welcome. I bounce with it. Right. There we go. Okay, now they saying he was just stretching. I wasn't just stretching, Tasha.
I'm with Shamika on that one,
He
child.
said that he needs a good after-school butt whooping. So
that's what I said.
Stop
it's going to take the right person to stomp him out. And he won't do it never no more.
She called him a snapdragon.
Again, what's his name? Kevin Durant is thin as the wind. He didn't buck up to Kevin Durant like that. He does it with who he knows he can do it with.
If you put Kevin Durant in a headlock, you might have brittle battered underarm syndrome.
But the whole point is he know Kevin Durant is about that life, and Kevin Durant ain't gonna back down from him.
Right.
He does it against people who he feels like are. If I'm Jordan Poole, no, it would have been some furniture moving up in that practice. It would have been goals torn down and everything had I been Jordan Poole.
Right. Now, question, because y'all two got on here and y'all made me sit through week after week of how many games Josh should be suspended. So now I get to join the fray. How many games will ultimately Draymond Green be suspended? How many games should he be suspended?
I mean, it depends on if they're just going off of this game or a cumulative action of things.
Joe Dumars, to your credit, what you said would happen to Ja, and you were right that they was going to take everything into account. That's why the second time they had to go ahead and hit them with the hammer because of the previous transgressions. They said indefinite because of his history of repeated behavior. Will that be in the backdrop? Does he get more games than Ja? 25
I don't necessarily think he's going to get more games than Ja. It's just the fact, like, okay, it's just a different NBA now. Like, everyone knows I'm not a Jordan fan, but Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever to me. That's just point blank. And I'm not a Jordan fan. When I gained respect for Jordan was when him and the X-Men, if you guys, you need to Google Xavier McDaniel.
Oh, I know Xavier McDaniel from the Knicks. He was
when they locked up, Jordan didn't back down at all. Jordan was in his face, jawing. You could get away with that, throwing somebody on the ground, stomping on their chest back in the day. But in this new NBA, you can't do that. So they changed the rules. So the rules, he needs to be penalized for breaking those rules. So
how many? Because let's put a number on it.
I mean, I'm
saying the season.
You're right. I mean, I'm good for saying the rest of the season.
Oh, are you? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, Mike. How long should Draymond be gone for?
I think the rest of the season. I think he's just doing it because he thinks he could get away with it and only have a couple games.
Right. He's still practicing with the team.
Nope.
If you're Golden State, do you get out from this contract? They just signed him to a 4-year, $100 million deal. Like, do you try to get out from under it?
I mean, I would try to recoup some of that money because you take some of that money. What do we always say? You hit them in their pockets. That's that act right they need.
When John missed out on that money, we ain't heard a peep out of him since when he missed out on that All-NBA.
Since he got in the courtroom sounding like Derrick Rose when they
He said, hit me. Touch me and I'll sue. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be off next week as we observe the holiday of Christmas. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. When we come back, we are talking about the college football playoffs and just how many points Michigan is going to beat Bama by. I know y'all can't wait to see that. Ray Ray said bye. She's waving bye to everybody. We waving bye with y'all. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. She says the fact that Curtin came out on his show and said he's ready to be without him for a while.
But y'all been what he been doing is Steve, and you ain't saying nothing. When y'all sit up and let him beat Jordan Poole ass in practice. Next.
Cole cocked him and then paid the wrong guy. You should have paid Poole and sent him to Washington. Only practice facility he needs to be in a mental health facility. I agree. That's our walk off. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Until then, Feliz Navidad. Do, 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 do. Feliz Navidad. Do, 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 do. Feliz Navidad. On Pedro Grande, Felicidad. Oh, Mike, you know I knew the rest of the words. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Hey, I want to wish you a Merry. Look how real, look at my what doing. She's like, Ray's like,
She's like, cut!